don't think they're here just by accident.
Yeah.
No, they're here with purpose.
Yeah, no doubt.
And they're here to win.
Yes, they are.
And they're serious.
When it's a close game, it's on the coach. When it's a big lead, that's on the player.
This ain't about the ball gonna go in or not.
Nah.
This is about who gonna fight and who gonna run away from the fight. That's my talk. Now get out there and let me see what y'all made of. What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Timeout. I'm your host, Dwyane Wade. As always, gotta introduce my host. Everybody, give a round of applause and a warm welcome to Darrell Wright, a.k.a. Free Wright. Send it. Chris Johnson, a.k.a. Coach Johnson.
Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner. Bob Mcdaniels, a.k.a. Bob.
Just Bob.
It's Bob.
Just Bob.
Just Bob.
All right, fellas, before we start the show today, I know we normally started doing our Free Wright segment, which brings a lot of fun for us, but something that's been really important, I think, for us as we kind of have started this this show that we're doing, and we've had different versions of this show, and we've been trying to find our voice.
Yep.
But I think what makes it feel good is when you go out in the public and you get people to walk up to you and they say, "Hey, man, we watching the show.
Yep.
You see what you guys doing," and they give you feedback.
Yeah, man, I just appreciate the support from everybody, whether it's a fan, a family member, just the people that support us on a day-to-day. It's been nothing but an organic love. You know, everybody loves the fact that we're sitting here spitting real facts about hoop and just everyday life stuff. So thank you for the support. I'm on YouTube. I watch all the episodes. I'll read all the comments as well. Keep the comments coming. Keep the engagement coming. Keep the whatever it is you feel like you want to see, hear, keep that coming because it helps us come up here and do the best job we can to entertain everybody at home. So thank you for the support.
To me, I want to say thank you because I'm like in different places all the time, whether it's in a restaurant, whether it's going to the store shopping. I've had people come to me from every walks of life to share their moment about our show. And the biggest moment that have been shared with me is how we impact the way men look, the way men communicate, and the subject line, and how positive and the energy flow that we give to them. And, it encourages me to keep on this whole journey of wellness, taking the time out. It's not just sports, it's a lifestyle, it's the way we live. And so we want to say thank you. Continue to help us build a community. The Timeout is a community, and we want to build a brotherhood with you so that we can come in and be your voices.
As the guy who looks at the back room, I see the growth. I see the love. And I see all the comments, good, bad, and indifferent, but I appreciate, and I wanted just to say thank you. Thank you for the fact that the calls, the love, the hate, everything that I've seen, we appreciate it because to see the numbers, like at the end of the day, numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. And to see the growth organically and to be reached out by the higher ups, and the whatnots, and say, "Oh, y'all doing something," and then to go out into the world, you see that. Thank you. Like that to me, I wanted to make sure that we had a chance to say thank you for all those that came to support, show love, comment. As Chris said, as D. Wright said, I know as D gonna say, like we see it all, and we gonna help us. Like this show's for y'all as well as us. And we want to continue to do a good job and make sure that we entertain you and have fun doing it and showing you what a different way to do it. So thank you.
100%, man. My brother said it all. I think on this journey of, in this world of digital shows or podcasts or, whatever version of, whatever name you're going to give it, sometimes you can get lost in the views, the likes, the subscribers, and things of that nature. And I think from us to have no views, no likes, not many subscribers early on, we've been on this journey with you guys that's been stepping in, that's been jumping in, that's been commenting, that's been liking our videos, and we see our viewership, and we giving you guys a lot of content. One, because we love being around each other. Two, because we love the game of basketball, and three, because we're grown as men out here living this life, and we're trying to bring you guys along with our experiences because we know that some of you guys share some of the same experiences that we have. And if you don't right now, you will eventually. And so it's really cool to read comments, but it's really cool to go around the world and people grab you and they say, "Man, we love what y'all doing with the Wide Network. We love the conversations y'all having. It sounds a little different. I tune in a little different to the tone of y'all sports show or different things of that nature. So, man, we just want to say thank you guys for taking 1 minute, 1 second, 1 hour out of your time, out of your day. You do not have to. We appreciate y'all subscribing. To come and take a time out with us is very important that we all have these moments where we get a chance to call that time out, to take that time out, and we're trying to normalize it. And you see 4 black men up here doing that. And so we thank you guys for the love, support. Tell a friend that could tell another friend that would tell another friend to keep checking us out. And make sure you guys keep making sure y'all like, comment, all those things so we can get better and making sure we giving y'all the content that y'all want to listen to. But also, too, we're going to always talk about what we want to talk about. So come on this journey with us, man. We appreciate you guys, and thank y'all. Thank y'all for the early support, the first ones that's here, as we continue to keep growing. For
Thank
sure.
you.
Yes, sir.
Did you see a lot of that love when you were in New York?
Bro, I saw a lot of love in New York. As we now travel, thanks for Free Wright, man. My guy D Wright, he made sure that we got the hoodies, we got the hats. Now we got candles.
Yes,
as we
sir.
building out the Wide Network, as we building out Timeout, people who follow us are starting to understand the logo. They are starting to recognize when they see it. And so, man, just traveling, people are grabbing me like, yo, like, bro, I see you. I see y'all. This episode, they know certain things we talked about. They laughing because we be on Bob about his rec league championship. And like a guy came up to me like, bro, I have a rec league championship. You know what I mean? And so like, it's really cool to see like what they take away from our conversation, but also to the way that people are noticing just by looking at it like, oh, I know what the Wide Network is. And that's so dope for us because, man, it's just something that, we kind of started on our own and kind of going out and saying, you know what, this is how we want the show to feel. And it's come together organically. It started with just Bob and I, and then we was like, man, all right, we got to grow. We need more. D Wright come in, he found his voice, then we had Chris. Chris come in, found his voice, then we all find it together. And in the midst of it, we were able to bring on guests and all these things. And so it's been an organic show. You guys have saw this set go from no rug to no couch to no TV to where we are now, man. And so that's what we wanted. When we first talked about this bar, we wanted our fans to kind of grow with us. And that means that if we didn't have a rug down here, it was going to be an episode that was going to pop up, then we was going to have a rug. I was going to see something different on that next episode.
Every episode.
We just want it to feel organic, to feel authentic, and to feel like conversation that you just have, when the cameras is off with your people, man. And so to be able to go around the world and to be able to experience that, especially in New York this last week when it was on fire, we were still talking about the Wide Network and our conversations about like, yo, what y'all gonna say what's about the Knicks? What y'all gonna say on the show? What y'all gonna say on the show?
I'm getting text messages from coaches that are in the playoffs.
Ooh, bar.
Yeah, like, yo, I'm watching you.
I'm glad they watched it because we
Keep
damn sure
watching.
about to start talking about it.
Yeah, they say, I'm watching you.
Put my car, make my lip balm
They
on.
said, you know what he said? Pick against us again.
That's funny.
Pick against us again. He hung up. He said, I'm going to talk to you in 2 weeks.
I love that.
He said, I'm going to talk to you in 2 weeks. Pick against me again. I said, what? He said, I've been watching your show. And he clicked and he showed me the episode. I was like, he was like, I love the show. He said, pick against us again, though, because we beat them. Ooh.
I love that.
He said, I pick against them again. Y'all gonna figure that out of here.
I love that, man. That's what it's about, right? It's about us growing our community. And so we get to organically grow our community here. I mean, we get to go organically think about the things we want to do together. And it's the freedom in that. And it's a freedom in saying, hey, man, like, is there anything you see? Is there anything you want to talk about? And we come in here, we get that whiteboard, and we just write it down right now. It's real, like, in the basement, growing this, and to be able to see the people on the outside be able to grow with us and start, liking the things that we're talking about. Not saying we're doing it for you guys, but, we're doing it for ourselves, and we hope you guys enjoy the content that we do put out there. And so it's been really cool, man. It's been really damn cool to grow this with you guys. It's been a lot of hard work, been a lot of long hours, been a lot of traffic.
For sure.
Fighting through to get here. But it feels good to know that we've worked and we've built a show that people want to tune into and take time out of their lives to be able to tap into, man.
Yeah, what I really appreciate and like about the show and just being able to sit here and, bring that camaraderie and, that fellowship when every time we come in here. I've been doing TV the last 5 years. I never felt the same way I feel here. You know what I mean? And I'm on a great network with great people, but it don't feel like this. Being able to cover all the teams and, give my truth about everything, it's definitely refreshing. And the fact that a lot of us don't go to the barbershop anymore. Like, that's not a thing no more.
That's not a thing.
You either pull up to someone's studio and it's just you and a barber, or they come to your house, and whatever that conversation is. So for us to be able to have that barbershop talk right here in front of everybody, and a lot of people agree or disagree, whatever,
whatever.
Yeah, everybody's not going to agree.
Oh, yeah, we don't want everybody to agree.
No.
Yeah, that's just how it goes.
But we're not scripted.
No, heck no.
I was reading a comment the other day, and we were talking about American basketball players versus European basketball
the
players.
skill set.
And I was in the comments, and I was talking back and leaving comments to people that was leaving comments. And I love that because that was their vision or POV. And then this is my POV.
No doubt.
And then I kind of commented to some people that didn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a lot of fun because people are watching and listening.
Yep.
To leave a comment, you got to listen.
No doubt.
You're right.
Yeah.
And that was fun for me because when I looked, I was like, oh, let me jump in these comments real
for sure.
quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I wanted them to know it was me. In the comments. I'm in the comments.
Yep, no doubt.
That's for sure.
Well, I think the one thing is we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know everything, and we don't think the way you guys think and put it out there, and maybe it comes off different than what your experiences are, but we know what we're talking about when it comes to the things that come out of our mouth because we all speaking from experience.
No doubt.
That's the only thing we speak from. And when you speak from experience, you become, you become an educator in the sense about the things that you've experienced that other people may not have. And so, you get a lot of people that is not going to be fans of what you say all the time.
Yeah.
But we're not coming from a place of hate. We're not coming from a place of anything but our experiences and what we see. And we may be wrong on a prediction. Who cares? This is the fun in it. But ultimately, the meat of it is, 4 guys sitting down talking about things they love.
Yep.
That's it. That's all we do. We talk about things we love and things we deal with, whether it's our kids, whether it's opportunities that we have, whether it's sneakers. Like, we just talk about all the things that we all love. And so when you're doing that, you come from that place, then you don't worry about anybody else feeling a way about the content that comes out because this content is authentic and genuine to us.
No doubt.
Exactly.
Because these are just the experiences. Bob going to rec league, I don't have that experience, but he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a rec league championship, but you do, my brother. And that's the experience you could talk about that I can't.
Man, it was hard fought, man. Hard fought. It was. Man,
I bet there was a lot of knee braces in that one.
I was a young boy.
Icy hot.
Boy.
See, I was a young boy when that happened though, so I ain't had that much icy hot. But I can't win no record league now. But it's fine though. One is enough.
Left it all on the court. I love that.
Now I'll say this because I was looking forward to this group, and you being in New York and us being here. Y'all seen.
It was on fire in New York, y'all, by the
it was.
way. Just want to throw that out there.
Yo,
It felt
I was
good.
in New York when they...
Come on,
when they-
man.
we were in the chats. Like, to see 20-point ups. Like, what are y'all saying?
Game 1, Boston was up 20. Game 2, they were up, 12 to 15?
It was like
somewhere around there?
16.
16, yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are you? Tell me, talk to
That's
me,
how
bro.
you walk
Now,
somebody
let's-
down. You hawk them.
Look, do it
That's
again.
what
How
they
you do it?
did.
Do it again.
But no, it was amazing. I feel like what the New York Knicks have done, go in somebody else's home, the defending champs.
Yeah.
I need that. I need that.
Well, nobody going to TD Garden and
Come
walk
on.
out of there with 2 dubs
Nobody.
like that. Yeah.
Jaylen Brunson has been impeccable. Cat has been good. OG has been good.
Boy.
But the guy who's been even amazing is Josh Hart. He's been all
Tell you,
over the
bro.
place. Mikal Bridges, all over the place, man. So that New York feel, bring your hard hat, that's the feel that I'm getting from his team.
You know what I see? I see a lot of trust,
Yeah.
a lot of chemistry, and it goes back to those guys playing at Villanova,
Yep,
winning
for sure.
championships.
Together.
And so they're in that locker room looking at each other like, we can do this. And we got experience. And they got experience in moments that most teams don't have. So they got it. They got a tough coach. They got very intelligent players. I'm looking at Jaylen Brunson glow up almost like Steph Curry over there.
Yeah.
The way they utilizing him, the way he's moving, the way they're able to get the ball to him back. You know, most teams don't understand the power of role recognition. When this guy is that good, don't delay to get him the ball.
Get it to him.
Get it to him ASAP because he has a mismatch. And so when you walking somebody down, it doesn't matter if you up or down. The last 5 minutes is where it counts.
Yep.
And if you can fight
Yeah, buddy.
to get in that last 5 minutes and give your team a chance on the road, what you say? When you're on the road, what you say? What you told me?
It's in that last 5 minutes, and we within if I'm looking at somewhere between 10 to 6.
Yep.
We got y'all.
That's
we got a
possessions.
chance. Yeah, we really got a chance.
Yeah.
If we going into that last 5 minutes and it's reachable, if we at 10 and we can get that joint down to 6 before the 3 minute mark, or you start chipping away at it. And so when you're watching, we talk about the last 5. No series have shown us what the last 5 mean more than the New York Boston series.
Facts.
Because New York has come back and hulked. Their hands down. But why have they done that is the things that we like to talk about in those last 5 minutes, right? You talk about a team that, when I look at them, that's a team who believes.
Yep.
Yeah.
First of all, to be able to go on the road, to be able to you can win one sometime. It's hard to win 2 because you feel full after you get that first one. They believe in themselves. They believe in their coach. They believe in their system. They believe in each other. But to watch them in their last 5, they execute on both ends of the floor to perfection. They know their offensive game. They know who's going to get the ball, who needs the ball, and where to be, where their shots coming from. And then on the defensive end of the floor, you talked about it, Josh Hart. You talked about Mikal Bridges. They activity.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right? They
man.
execute on the defensive. They 2 wins have ended in 2 defensive stops.
Yes.
Bro.
That's how you know.
That's what it come down to, though.
Yeah.
It's that one possession. Stop, score, stop. And they able to do it. And that's why they built that team. So when people are looking at the moves that they made in the offseason to pick up OG, to make sure
was
that
a
they
big
bring
move.
in Bridges. Bridges won't go from Brooklyn to the Knicks.
Yeah.
When you bringing in 2 wings and then you acquire Cat,
Come on now.
you brought in 3 pieces to do what they're doing right now. So don't think they're here just by accident.
Yeah.
No,
They're here with purpose.
Yeah, no
Yes, they
doubt.
are.
And they here to win.
Yes, they are.
And they're serious.
Yeah.
They got a rebounder, Robinson rebound. They got good guys coming off the bench. They got to free my boy.
No, they have
one bench.
one guy coming up. One good guy coming up.
McBride getting that. Don't McBride getting that sometime? Get a
get
couple.
in there.
McBride is playing like 15
playing good.
minutes.
He's playing
McBride come in and
Mitchell,
get
13.
Mitchell playing 13.
Yeah.
They go see what Cam can do. Campaign.
If it ain't on right away,
Come on back.
Come on.
Come on back. Come back. Yeah, not
dog.
tonight. Not
Hey,
tonight.
dog. Come on over here.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
took
but
it.
I ain't mad at that neither, though.
No.
From the standpoint of, I'm gonna give you a chance.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you don't do it, I gotta have a short leash.
No doubt.
Gotta have a short leash, right? And when you get to the playoffs, you can't. It's very hard to play 9 and 10. You kind of
is.
shorten it to hopefully 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
And then if that 8 ain't working, 6 and 7, bro.
Yep.
Damn.
For sure.
And it's crazy because JJ Redick got all that flock for playing LeBron and Luka all those heavy minutes that game.
Right.
But Thibs been doing it all year.
All year.
All year. So they built for this.
all
They
year.
lead the
All
NBA.
his
year.
career.
They lead.
His teams are built for 40 plus minutes
Bro,
every
that's
night.
Thibs' thing, though.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
He'll rather have 60% of his best player than 100% of a guy that's going to not show up.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wow.
I respect it.
Listen, if I'm one of those best players, boy, I'm happy.
Heck yeah.
You get
Well, I'm
paid.
happy.
Yes.
You know, I'm not asking to come out.
No.
I know everybody said we need some rest, but I'm not asking to come out. I'm gonna take my rest though in that corner. I'm gonna get on them knees.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of that rest, I remember a conversation I had with Spo, because I used to play like, let's say 38 to 40 minutes, right? And then it got to a point where Spo had cut my minutes a little bit. And so let's say Spo took me down to like 34 minutes. I was hot. I was hot. Because I'm thinking, oh, you fucking with my numbers.
Yeah, for
my
sure.
touches. Obviously, my ability to put my imprint on the game till he showed me film and was like, you resting for 4 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
On the court. This is why your plus minus the goal. But he took me out and played me about 4 less minutes because I was finding moments on the court to rest, right? Being someone who's running 50-plus pick and rolls and gambling is like I used to gamble and all that. He took me out, he took my minutes down, and I became even more efficient.
Yeah.
And I didn't drop, and my numbers didn't really drop that much at all because, you know, I had more energy to do the things I needed to do. I wasn't out there taking too many breaks like I once was. And so you kind of want those.
Yeah.
You want those minutes too, though.
Make you more efficient in your movements too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you know you got a break coming, like okay, I come out at 3 minutes, I got another minute and a half to go as hard as I can, defend,
Right.
get to the rim. You know, because you know that little system. And I used to hate this because When I played for Terry Stotts, oh my God, I used to be so upset. He used to coach off a card where it said, okay, at 10 minutes, D. Wright go in, and then at 8 minutes, this person go in. I used to be like, yo, I got it going though.
Right.
He was like, you know what? And I respect it. He said, I look at my bench as relief pitchers. You guys are going in there to give the starters relief. And then we're gonna come back in with the and I was like, with the starters. I'm like, all right, I can't even be mad at that.
Right.
But I used to
You
be
played
like,
baseball.
wow.
You knew
Yeah, exactly.
You knew exactly.
Come on over here.
Well, listen. Well, Boston need to do a little bit of what Boston need to do. They need to do a little bit. Come on over here. What
they need
do
to go
Boston
to the
do
damn
get-
basket and drive the paint.
Yeah.
But that's okay, but they do what they do too. Now they shoot that peel.
But you know what? They do attack the basket. That's why the credit got to go to the Knicks. If you know Thibs and you know how he builds stick, high hand, shell package, it's all built on heavy gap protection.
Yeah.
And through heavy gap protection, it eliminates driving lanes. So they get into the driving lanes early, which is early gap show. Okay, in early gap show, you don't see a gap, so you're not gonna drive something that's not there. So his scheme is to show gaps so that you don't drive. He don't wanna see driving lanes so that you can get in and then we late rotation and then get through it.
Do your work early.
Do your work early. So I'm gonna give the props to Coach Thibs for being consistent with his defensive system to be an early gap help. And that's why Boston's not getting to the line. They're driving the ball. They're just not getting what they normally get because this team is actually executing on the defensive side of things. We got to look at it like that.
And then you out there with 4 solid defenders too.
Yes.
Can't be 4 solid guys that could lock a
They
guy
can
down
lock
on their own.
And it's hard to guard Jaylen and Jason in the slot drives. Slot drives, slot rips, randoms. These guys are in situations to get downhill on you.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job of looking like they're coming off a corner and stuff. Josh Hart had 2 steals off of doing this and then digging it, boom, at the last moment. And then they even rotating over, and on any skip outs, they're able to X out easy and close out with a bottom rotator. Like they're really congesting that paint.
To be able to be a defensive team like that, and obviously everyone cannot do that. One, you don't have the personnel possibly to do that. But 2, the trust that the coaching staff has to have in their team is immeasurable. To be able to say, I want you to shrink this gap, and I understand they're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the league, but I need you to be in this gap so there's no driving lanes, and then I need you to get out there to the shooters. I need y'all to scramble. That's trust. Because a lot of people like to hide. Let's go in the zone. Hey, no, stay home. Don't do this. Don't do that. They're saying, no, be in that gap. Even if they do drive that lane, because you're there, that's 1 second that they're not taking off because they waiting. They got to hit that dribble a few more times. So now the clock is going down. So now when you drive, now your thought process is different because it's not 10 on the clock. Now it's 7 on the clock. And so now that shot becomes a little different. And I got 10. Okay, I got more time to dribble it through. No, it's 7, 5. I got to get that motherfucker up.
I got to get it up.
A rush
Just
shot.
taking time away from them just by bidding them gaps and you seeing everybody. That's how we played. When you talk about the Heat, we were in the fucking gaps.
And I was reading the comments from a lot of spectators. They said, why Jason didn't just take Jaylen Brunson to the basket in that last shot? He shot a 3.
Yep.
Because it was early gap protection. He couldn't go nowhere.
He gonna do what he did at the end of the game. He went at the end of the game. He hit that slot. You see what happened? He had 3 dudes on him.
3 dudes on him.
So that's my next. So this is my next question. As a fan, who directly we don't have this much gap protection, any of that. But so it's about I'm better than you.
No.
In what way?
I'm talking about in rec.
Oh, in the rec. Okay, yeah. Ain't no schemes. Ain't no schemes.
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
So what do you do as a person? Let's say you come to say you the man. What's your process then? Because to get up 20, to get up 16, you were doing something right at some point. At some point of the game, but then at some point it didn't work.
Yeah.
So what happened to make that happen, and what do you do as the offense getting?
They were making shots. They were making shots.
Yeah, they making
and
shots.
when you stop making shots.
Okay, so then at that point, do you then go to, like you said, switch? But then if that's not there, as a player, if I'm just saying I'm that dude, because we all said Jason is that guy.
Man up.
Yeah, man.
It's on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah.
You got a 20-point lead. You may not make another shot for the rest of the game.
But you can
You got to win this game.
Yeah.
How you gonna win this game? You got to win on the defensive end of the floor. You got to take care of that side. To have a team come back on you at the crib two times in the playoffs.
Twice.
That means that your focus on the defensive end of the floor is not there. Whatever scheme, whatever defensive scheme that is there, they tearing that scheme up.
They are tearing it
Jaylen
up.
Brunson, and once they get to that fourth quarter, they have figured your scheme out and they tearing it up. So we're going to need a little bit more from that sideline.
Yep.
We're going to need a little bit more effort on that court. It ain't about the offense. Everybody want to go to offense and look at missed shots versus made shots. It's on that other end because you got a 20-point lead, my brother. You ain't coming back from 20. Then you need your offense.
Yeah. Right.
When you got a 20-point lead, you got to hold on that defensive end of the floor, and that's something that they fell in that. And I don't know why. I haven't broke it down and looked at what the schemes
you're exactly right, because what the Knicks have done is what a lot of NBA teams haven't done to Boston. Boston gets away with hard jump switch because Al Horford can guard 3 to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He can guard 3 to 5 seconds against some of the better guards in the NBA. He can't guard Jaylen Brunson. Let's just say that, period. No knock on Al, but in this series, that's the bad matchup. So wherever he's at, they finding him.
Going to get him.
And they setting little brush screens. So I noticed that with Boston, when Drew's guarding him, they almost having to put 2 guys on him. Now you're opening up your rotation. So anytime Brunson's coming off, Al is having to hang out a little bit more because he ain't switching. And then Drew got to be, so Brunson's throwing out back to OG, he's throwing back to Bridges, he's throwing back to Josh that is making plays for other people. And that's where the closeouts are happening for Boston, which you never can get them in a closeout situation.
Right, because they normally switching.
They normally switch it.
You got to give Josh Hart a lot of credit for taking those shots, because throughout the whole year, even in the first game too, in the first half, he wasn't taking those shots. He's taking them with confidence and he's making them. But to answer your question, Bob, it's always been, as a player and as a coach, it's always been basketball is a game of runs. So how can I keep my team calm when a team goes up 12 or 20? How can I keep my guys calm and within the game? And that's getting on them about defense. Hey, we got to make them uncomfortable.
Right.
First off, we got to take care of the ball. So the live turnovers that's creating these easy baskets, we got to stop that. So take care of the ball means we need to execute our offense, get good shots.
Yep.
Then we got to go on the defensive end. Let's play a game within a game. We got to get 3 stops in a row.
Yeah.
That started with 3 stops in a row.
Just get 3.
Stop, score, stop.
Yep, and let's get some easy baskets and transitions. Let's get some transition threes, the things that's demoralizing to a team.
Right.
Transition threes, the hockey assists. That's demoralizing to a team. So I think that's the kind of mindset you go in. Like, hey, we good. We've been here before.
Yep.
Let's get a few stops.
Yep.
Let's get into them, make them uncomfortable, make them take tough shots and shots that's late in the shot clock, and that's going to give ourselves a chance to win and the momentum. So it's a game of runs.
Especially at home.
Makes sense.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Because once you get that crowd behind you, right? Once we get that fast break, we get that dunk.
Yeah.
We get that trail 3 in transition. Now my crowd wakes up.
Yeah.
Right? We gotta get our other defenders in this game, and that's our crowd. But you gotta understand, you're a team who shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah.
So that means there's gonna be a lot of long rebounds. That means there's gonna be a lot of leaking out. That means you gotta get back on defense. You gotta communicate and talk, right? They know y'all shoot a lot of threes, so they going. They getting that ball, they moving it up, they pitching it up. So in a sense, it's like this is a contrast of the teams, and it's like whose style gonna win out, right?
It is
so
a
to see the
contrast.
Knicks going to Boston to TD Garden and win out 2 in a row, that ain't been done since Jimmy Butler, Rondo, and D-Wade.
That's right. No. It is a fact. It is a fact.
I need that.
We need that.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, the Garden is going to be
That was gonna be rocking. It's
Rocking.
gonna be crazy.
So jealous.
Yo,
man.
Knicks fans about to be so annoying, bro.
What? You already know.
Bro,
Oh,
so
my God.
annoying, bro.
You already
But
know.
I'm so happy for Knicks.
Say
I'm
you can't
happy
even get
for
a ticket
y'all.
to get in.
But I'm happy for Knicks fans because they, man, they've
Waited a long time.
Bro, they've
Been a
been
long
waiting a
time.
long time.
Very long time.
But they are so annoying, bro.
Yeah, they are.
let them win this one.
Oh, they about to
They're
tell
gonna go
something.
crazy.
They
They're gonna tear down the Garden.
No, bro,
I
They're gonna
promise you.
tear it
it's
down.
gonna be enough. It's
For
gonna.
sure.
Bro, but
my
I
gosh.
said annoying in a way of that's how I want my fans to be.
Facts,
sure.
no,
Be
that-
just
that's
like
what you
that.
want.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah, I
but
want you to be just like
I'm a
that.
Miami fan, so you trust me. I don't like it, but I do want to see it though.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's gonna be.
My
ugly.
question is, how does Boston respond? Going into the Garden, we know it's going to be crazy. How do they respond? As a unit, as a coaches, what's your perspective? Because I believe that Boston is still in this series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Heck
yeah.
They
It's
got
not over.
They got the
It's champs.
personnel for it. They got winners on that team. The Knicks are going to have to do a hell of a job to close them out.
Man, we got championship pedigree. So Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, when hopefully he can get healthy. Al Horford, like, what we doing? You know, what's up? You know?
What's up?
Yeah, so as a young coach, you got to go in there and challenge your guys. Like, hey, we getting punked.
Yep.
That's basically what it is. We're getting punked.
Yep.
I don't give a damn what you say. You're getting punked. When it's a close game, it's on the coach. When it's a big lead or something, that's on the players. I always was taught that. You know what I mean? So he got to challenge those guys to be great.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see greatness out here. Derek White, Drew Holiday, you guys been here. You know what it takes to be a champion.
Olympians.
Yeah, Olympian. So let's see. You know what I mean? I love a little bit of adversity. You know, that's what is needed in the game because everything is just so easy for people now.
Yeah.
So a little bit of adversity, they just got to find a way. So as a young coach, I got to go in there fiery, race the board, do my shit, throw some shit. Like, what we doing? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
If I'm Pat Riley school, I'm coming in and I'm walking in with boxing gloves on.
Yeah.
I'm walking in. Listen, we're going to go through our plan. We're going to do our walkthrough. We're going to we know what to do offensively, defensively. We are the defending champs.
Yeah.
We've been here. This ain't got nothing to do with that. I got one message for you. Very similar. Get into the fight.
Yep.
And so I'm walking in the locker room with I'm throwing boxing gloves to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm doing something to let y'all know we got to fucking fight.
Right.
This ain't about the ball gonna go in or not.
No.
This is about who gonna fight and who gonna run away from the fight. That's my talk. Now get out there and let me see what y'all made of.
Right.
Are y'all full from that championship last year, or is y'all still hungry? Because this could be a part of our story.
Yep.
That we went down 2-0, but we also came back and won this series because we got to go through some adversity to get to what we're trying to get to. But we got to get in that fucking fight.
No doubt.
So let's go.
That sounds like some passion right there.
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me some of that. Give me some of that.
That's it. Ain't no executions. Ain't no, run some sets to get Tatum an easy bucket early, or hey, let's try to get him to the line so he can see the ball go in. That shit ain't got nothing to do with
Go
that.
out there and fuck somebody up, man.
For sure.
Let's go.
So my question is, then now I'm thinking about Boston's roster. Who is the tone setter?
The tone setter of that
Who sets
team?
the tone?
Man, I'm looking at somebody.
I thought it was Al or Drew, but
It's got to be Jaylen Brown, right?
That's what I was thinking.
That's
but
the person
tone
I
setter
think.
almost can get thrown out the game. Like Draymond sets the
Yeah,
tone.
they don't have that guy that's willing
That's
to get
what I'm
thrown.
saying.
Yeah, they don't got
when
that
you
guy.
talking about the boxing gloves, I'm
Yeah.
thinking about.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I need
know.
you to get in the fight. I need you to get in it.
But it got to be damn near close to a fight.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, Al, use some of them fouls.
Yeah, yes, it is Al.
Let's go.
I need you to get them out their box a little bit. Get them mad at you. So they playing a different game now. They're playing their game. Get them out of their game. If they play their game at home, we gonna walk out here with a fucking L.
Yeah.
So how you gonna walk out here to W? We got to get them to play a different game, our game. Go fuck somebody up. And I ain't talking about dirty.
that. No.
I'm just talking about making sure they feel you. How you gonna let me feel you?
Yeah.
And so if I'm going into a game and we down 2-0 right now, and we got to go on this road and win, I'm looking at my dogs. I'm looking at UD.
Yeah.
I'm looking at people who I know like, yo,
Let's get this.
come off that screen.
Right now.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Jump his ass.
Yep.
Scream. Yeah, like make it chaotic. Like the game can't be just a basketball game.
Right.
This has to be a chaotic fucking game, and the refs got to come in a few times and break this shit up. Even if I ain't trying to fight.
Right.
Even if I don't really want no
But it always
smoke.
feel like some smoke.
Maybe I gotta feel like some smoke because I need to get you outside of your comfort zone. Obviously, the Knicks are comfortable.
Yeah.
They at home? They ate. They slept in their own bed.
Man.
They had their own food. They know what. Now they really drove in their own cars. They drove to the arena like this. I need them to get uncomfortable. So what are we gonna do? Not just making threes. So I need to see it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the
I
next
like
game
that
before we overtalk. Before we talk too much. Pacers, Cavs, same situation. Went and got 2.
Yeah.
Pacers walked in there and got 2. Now we understand that the Cavs are dealing with injuries.
Right.
That's a part of this. If you want to get to where you're trying to get to, you need to be healthy.
Yeah, you do.
It shows.
But-
It shows the strength.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Pacers.
I'm gonna have to give you props. I'm gonna have to give you some props because I'm not gonna lie. I was not. Hey,
Hold on. You see how set up?
no, because you know what?
Stretch your legs.
Yeah,
Bro, I was not a believer. Even after they won, I still wasn't a believer. That was whatever. The way they came when I saw Halliburton hit that shot, I was like, shit. I was like, yo, with the ball, dog.
Pack them up.
I was like, you know what? Chris called it. I said,
The one thing I like
he a prophet.
about the Pacers, and Coach Carlisle is an old school coach. I like the fact that you can teach an old dog new tricks. And I posted that today. A lot of people feel like you can't teach old people something new.
Most people can't.
Right.
Facts.
Because they make capacity.
You're stubborn and you're stuck in your
Yeah,
ways.
for sure.
Well, as a coach, he adjusted. And his style of play that he got going with that young group of guys is about possessions. And if I get 25 more possessions than you, that's 24 more opportunities to outscore you. So no matter what the game is, we're always in the game.
Right.
So even in the second game, when the Cavs were like they was having a moment and Donovan looked like he was finna, win this game by himself because he played unbelievable.
Incredible.
Right.
He almost had 50.
He almost had 50.
48 of them things.
But it showed you that this is once again a team sport, and they had more possessions than the Cavs. And it goes down to how many more possessions they can get than you. That means that's that many more shot attempts. And if we just do the numbers, let's say they get, 6 more threes than the other team, then that's 18 points more. And then you say they get 12 more twos. That's 24. And then do the math on that. You see what I'm saying? So they're getting a more opportunity to score than the other team.
Well, you said it. You said it. I don't know what it was. You said it. You said it.
I really thought if the Pacers lost that last game, that would have been a bad loss for them.
For sure.
It would have been a bad loss. So just to see them show some fight, show some effort, and figure a way how we can win this basketball game when we got Donovan Mitchell out here killing.
Going crazy.
Going crazy.
Wild.
We got the other guys, like people like to say, stepping up. And it looked like they just was satisfied with that one win. And then they turned it on.
It was the last 5 minutes.
Last 5 minutes. They turned it on.
They got it close enough.
And gave themselves a chance to win. So I really thought that was a big win for Indiana, even though it would have been a horrible loss with all those guys being healthy. And I don't know. With Cleveland being so dominant throughout the year, if they can bounce back from this. You got guys that's been out. Garland's been out for a minute. They missed about 5-6 games. Like about 4 games.
Garland is a super piece to that puzzle.
Yeah, but him trying to jump right in a
dogfight,
hectic playoff series is gonna be tough. So hopefully he could come right in and do his thing and get it going. But Holly, that boy, look, he making a lot of people look crazy with that overrated shit. We need a recount.
He can't. Hey,
we need a recount.
Did you see what he said in the last interview? He said, "I know everybody keeps saying I was a 3-star. I was a 0-star." Said people have been overlooking me and counting me out my whole life.
Sure.
Yeah. He was like, so I want to make sure for all the kids that are watching, I didn't have no star.
Right.
Nobody believed in me.
Yeah, it's because, once again, it goes back to because his game don't look like you expect it to look, right? He got an unorthodox form. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't going to be top 10 in the league in scoring, but he's still going to dominate the game. Like, it's very weird, right, of how good he is when you don't really know what he really that good at outside of, like, he don't even look like Chris Paul is a playmaker. We know that. You don't look at Holly like that, right? But
he picking you apart.
He picking you apart.
He's throwing that ball up.
His teammates love playing with him.
Yeah.
You could tell. I think that's one of the biggest things. And you could see who is the leader of that team, and they respect him as the leader of that team. When I look at the Pacers, I just think they don't believe in the Cavs. I think a lot of teams see teams go through a regular season and win 60-something games and don't believe in them. Be like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they got a better record, but we're a better team. Yeah. I see a Pacers team that feel like we're better than y'all.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're battle tested too.
And they're battle tested.
Yeah.
And they playing that way. It's a confidence. It's highly, underrated, all that. Yeah. Okay, the Pacers we ain't getting no line like all that. Yeah, we gonna use that underdog mentality, but also too, I don't know if they believe in the Cavs. Because sometimes you watch people play and you be like, they're giving them too much respect.
Yeah.
They're not giving them no respect. Yeah. We don't care about y'all winning 60-something games in the regular season. We feel we better than y'all. And so when I see them, I just see a team that look at them like, yeah, we better.
Yeah. No, seriously.
It's real shit.
Yeah,
this ain't even X's and O's conversation. This is just, we better than y'all.
That is
like, I'm gonna go get this rebound because I feel like I can go get this rebound after I miss this free throw. Like, I'm better. And it's just it's a certain mentality that they taking into these games. And like we said, a lot of people don't understand the Pacers have been there the last few years.
Yeah.
They haven't seen them because they're not the sexy team from a name standpoint, but they have been tested.
I think the game comes down in this series to the forwards and the centers. The guards I think they can balance each other out. But when you start looking at Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year, and you start looking at the big fella, Jeffers,
Yeah.
Al.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen, damn.
They're putting him in a situation to where he got to X out and close out.
Yeah.
So Pacers offense is about randoms. So it's random situations, it's random screens, it's random post-ups, it's random duck-ins. Like you could see Siakam, Obi Toppins. You see different guys from a forward position posting up and then pulling out the big guy, putting him in closeout situations is different. It takes away from dominating the boards.
Yeah.
So having two bigs on the court is really taking away from them dominating the boards because you got to close on a shooter.
Yeah.
And a team that is going to shoot the ball because of possessions, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that ball hit the rim, they are running.
Gone.
It's not Halliburton's one throwing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it goes down to those three guys that are really running the court and getting up and down. You see the dunks over the top, like touchdown passes.
Yep.
So the game is going to really come down in this series. It's forwards and centers, and it'll dictate the whole series how it goes.
You know, you said something very important. Just even going back to the last Milwaukee game when Hallie got that layup to win the game.
Yes.
They're doing an amazing job of getting those bigs from being just sitting by the rim.
Yep.
Right? And so that's why he's able to walk to at the end of the game, get a layup to win the game, like uncontested layup.
Uncontested.
So that shows that they're doing an amazing job of making sure that those big guys are moving, doing different things in different spots. And so then the other bigs can't just be at the basket, just being big.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
So as a fan, are you? Again, I know we got a lot of playoff left.
A lot of playoff left.
A whole lot.
You got to win 4 games, brother.
Right. And we've seen a lot of people win 2 and lose the rest.
Yeah.
So I've seen it. But just hypothetically, Pacers, Knicks, finals.
Well, didn't they play each other last year? Was that last year or 2 years ago?
No.
Then it was 2 years ago.
2 years.
They played each other in the playoffs.
They did.
So if it wasn't last year, then it was 2 years ago. They already been there before.
But
And I think the Pacers beat them, actually.
Yeah.
But now imagine watching this now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it'd be lit.
There's some get back on both sides.
Ooh.
It's been some good hoops so far, though, man. I'm
Man,
impressed.
you talking about New York and the Pacers, bro? That takes me back to Mark Jackson,
Yep.
Reggie Miller, Starks.
Man.
Yep.
You talking about
Legends.
That'd be
Knicks and Pacers?
Yeah.
You know how physical the Pacers was?
That's
Well,
what the NBA went. The
they had
Davis
Dale
brothers.
Davis and
Come on, man.
Antonio Davis. You see them big
Who
dudes?
was the big center?
Smits. Rich
Boy,
Smits.
Rich, with that jumper off the top of his
Oh,
dome.
bro, hold on. Try to dry down the paint with Dale and
Oh,
Antonio
come
Davis
on,
down
man.
there. You looking at that paint like, nah, I shoot a step back.
I want to get
to the step back.
clothesline today.
What?
Yeah, they was
Bro,
physical.
Dale Davis just looked like he was too grown to be in the NBA.
Come on, man.
He just looked too grown to be in the league.
Right.
Like looking at these big dudes like,
I'm happy with
damn.
basketball right now. I'm real happy with. And I
That's
know the
good,
NBA
bro.
probably want that too. You know, no conspiracy theory though. Let's go ahead.
And no
All
script.
right. So, can the Cavs, can they get it right? Can they get it right?
It's a matchup problem.
I think, it's a matchup. I don't see it.
The
They up
guards,
out of there.
the guards watch each other's out.
Because also they got. It's not about them being able to compete in this game. It's about them holding on. They haven't been able to hold on to leads.
You know, it's hard to change something when you've won a lot. You don't really want to change your ingredients. I heard Coach Khari talking about the other day with Steph being out, he's trying to reshuffle the ingredients. If I'm the Cavs, maybe I get one of the big fellas off early
Mm-hmm.
and I go to a smaller lineup with Mobley at the 5, then Cavs are going to be faster and it changes the whole game.
Yeah, no doubt.
But that's what I just think it's little adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the adjustment is maybe not playing two bigs.
Yeah, I like that.
I think you got to figure out. You still start your same lineup,
for sure.
but you just sub a little quicker
Mm-hmm.
to get the matchup that you want. Because what the Pacers do with their bench is unbelievable.
Yeah.
They bringing in top ends, they bringing up the backup point guard, they got another wing over there, and them dudes are getting up and they're running to the table.
Yeah, for sure.
And when they go in, bro, they are rolling. So if you're not matching that, it's tough.
Yeah.
So you might have to just look at who you have on the floor at particular times with different matchups to make sure you cross matching up with the team so that you got a chance to be in the game. And then at the last 5, come back to your best 5 and try to win it like that so those big guys not in so many closeout situations.
Yeah, they just got to win one, first of all. I mean, the Cavs just got to go in there. They got to figure out a way to win one. And you want to get the game in a place where your great players can be special.
Yep.
So, do a good job, hopefully putting the right game plan together to allow for Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell to be special on the road. Allow them to go and win you a game because you've kept it close enough. And so they just got to go in there and win one.
They gonna
which
win
which
one.
will change everything for them. But that shit ain't that easy. It ain't that easy, boy. Hey, playing out there in Indiana,
it's gonna be tough.
that crowd out there, nobody talks about the Indiana crowd. First of all, they will say the whatever.
Yeah. then you got your boy with the hard hat on the baseline with all the signs and stuff.
All the signs,
shit
bro.
To everybody.
Talking shit to everybody.
That shit is
that crowd is.
Yeah.
It's one of them crowds. We played the Pacers multiple years in the playoffs.
I know.
We had to go in there and get some dubs, and they wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So good luck, Cavs.
Playoff basketball.
What our favorite segment, man? Who's hooping and what's up?
What's up?
So we already talked about Tyrese Halliburton. On this list,
hooping.
he's hooping. On this list, I got Jaden McDaniels, Tyrese Halliburton, Mikal Bridges, Jaylen Brunson, and Aaron Gordon. And I'm sure it's some other people as well. But who you want to give a little love to? Who's hooping? Go
boy,
first.
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, big time.
Aaron Gordon has been through a lot this year.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yes, he has.
That's my guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by him, taking on responsibilities with his nephews and, keeping the family together, it's a lot to go with that, with being a man and checking in on him and wellness for him to be performing at the level that he is and losing a coach in mid-season is a lot. That shows you what type of team and where their mindset at. But if you watch Aaron in the game, he has now in his career become the ultimate team player. He knows where to be, when he's supposed to be there, and his mental toughness is next level. When you look at him finishing against the Clippers, he closed that series.
Yep.
You look at the last 2 minutes in the OKC game where the Jokic was shooting a free throw, he spin moves, gets the rebound, gets fouled. You see what I'm saying? Like, those are winning plays.
Yep.
He wasn't floating. He made another play. Then to come back at the end and to be ready to shoot that step-in 3, which that's basketball. That's a driving kick from Russ. Russ wasn't a hero. Russ was a team player.
Yeah.
For him to make that 3 in rhythm
I
and
definitely
hold
thought Russ was going coast to coast with that thing.
it looked like it.
It looked like
because
it.
of his speed.
I definitely thought back in the day he would have went coast to coast with that. He'd have went to the left on your ass.
Mm-hmm.
But he made an
he
amazing
made the
pass.
make
And
play.
Aaron Gordon was ready to shoot that
And
thing
he was
too.
ready to let it
Knocked
fly.
that
Oh, he knocked that motherfucker down, didn't he?
So when I'm looking at AG, man, it's just such a joy to watch him, bro,
Yeah.
and his growth
Yeah.
and understanding that he's an ultimate competitor. He's in there boxing, and their focus from start to finish is impeccable, man. I love watching AG.
Shout out to
play.
Aaron Gordon. Man. He got 2 game winners in this playoffs this year.
Big
Two
time.
game winners, big time. Bob, who you got? Who's hooping?
I'm gonna have to go. I can't go with just one person. I'm gonna have to go with the Knicks.
Okay.
Just in general, man. I'm looking at Brunson, Bridges, Cat, Hart, all of it. Just for them to do what they did impressed me. Like, it was tough because I was thinking about Indiana too, because Indiana impressed me as well. But the Knicks, man, I'm watching that game. I'm like, first game, I'm like, oh, this is done. This is 20-something. I'm like, oh, they out. They done. They can't compete. And they come back and win that.
That New York grit.
Yeah.
And they come do it again?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And they playing like the personality of the town or the city or the state that they living in right now, bro.
So that, to me, I have to give it to all of them. Like, they are, if they pull this off, which now I could believe it. It won't be a surprise no more because I'm seeing them doing it now.
Yeah.
They did it in Boston.
Yeah.
Like, that part is, you can't overlook that.
No,
So
that's
for me,
tough.
I mean,
That's tough.
you never think that they can. Now you see them win 2 in Boston, you're like, oh shit, they can win a championship.
Right.
Exactly.
bro,
You can go on the road and win 2 in Boston.
That's hard to do, man.
That's hard to do. You can win a championship.
Yeah.
and the defense is balling. Like the fact, like you said, that they ended the game 2 times, 2 games on defensive plays. And defense wins champions. I'm a believer in that.
For sure.
So yes, my team right now, not my team, but like I'm showing love.
Hooping
to.
is the Knicks. All right, D-Reese is hooping.
I'm gonna go with y'all know him as Buddy Hield. I'm gonna go with Buddy Love. Buddy Love was drinking that potion. Buddy Love was out there shooting that rock. You know, for him to close out that game in Houston was big time. I think he would have hit 8 threes, maybe.
Nine.
Yeah, he tied
the NBA record.
Yeah, 9 threes. That was big time. And then game 1, Steph Curry goes down after having 13 points. I want to say Buddy came up big time again. Yeah, he did. That was Buddy Love. And he's been doing some incredible things this postseason. The Warrior fans, the basketball fans were very tough on him. You know, if anybody know Warrior fans, they're going to be tough on you if you don't show up. You know, they still going to love you, but they're going to be tough on you. So to see Buddy be able to respond like that, we see Jimmy giving him hard time all the time. But it's with love, though.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm
rooted in
saying?
love.
It's with a lot of love and a lot of motivation.
Yeah.
So to see him come up big for his team, 2 games, was big time. So Buddy Love.
Buddy Buddy, catch and shoot, buddy, is incredible.
Yes.
But I need you to get the shot up a little bit on your dribble though. It's a little flat. It's a little flat when you put that dribble down. Buddy on catch and shoot. Go look at his number. Off catch and shoot, Buddy probably 85%, 80, 90%.
Sure,
off catch and shoot, Buddy probably 20%. I mean, I'm sorry, when he put that dribble down.
Yeah.
So as a defender, you got to know that. You got to know you got to get to him and make him put that ball down. But buddy, I just need you to get a little bit
And
more.
I'm gonna go back and look
at his. Look at his shot. Look at the difference of the rhythm of the catch and shoot, cash versus when he shot fake and he got to put that dribble down. It's flat.
Can I get in my coach's corner on this? So that's such a the vision on Flash to be able to even say that, right? So now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna pull up his catch and shoot and I'm gonna look at where he's receiving it at in the pocket. And I'm gonna go back and look at his off the dribble to see if he got a low pickup point.
He definitely got a low pickup point.
Because if he has a low pickup point, then there's a longer delivery. And so he's not getting a good pound. We can fix this, buddy.
Yeah, he's not getting a good pound. You're right. He's not getting a good pound, and he's not getting the same hop. He's not getting the same. Like when he gets that catch and shoot, he got that bounce. He got that hop. When he do that, and it slow him down,
it's a low
he don't got
dribble.
that same, and he got that low dribble. Yeah. So just to throw that out there, buddy's been incredible, buddy. We need you to hit that. We need you to do that sidestep joint, though. We need you to get to that level.
Because we need you hooping.
We need you hooping because Steph is going to be out for a little while. I'm going to take Jaden McDaniels.
Okay.
You know, when a player is not featured necessarily in the offense every night, right? He's not the main feature of the offense. He's had some big moments throughout this playoffs. But it doesn't even matter if he scores 30 or if he does not. You're going to notice him every game because of his ability to defend the way he's defending. And so I threw it in the group chat and just, I was just like, just to start a conversation, I'm like, man, I'm looking at this and I'm looking at his game open up. And I saw some shit that he did that I didn't know he had in his bag. Like real shit. I didn't know, I know that he's been in the corner for a while. Like, I watched Paul George go through this, where Paul George was just in the corner. Then Paul George started getting more involved in the offense. Then you said, oh, who is this?
Yeah.
And so I kind of looked at like Vince Carter and T-Mac a little bit. Like before T-Mac got to Orlando, we saw some flashes of athleticism and some things he do, but we didn't know what he can really do until he got to Orlando. Right. And so I look at Jaden McDaniels, I'm like, damn. You got a Vince and you got a guy like that in Anthony Edwards when it comes out to the star, but you got another guy who is quietly really fucking talented and really good, but focuses his energy and effort on the defensive end of the floor. Yeah. But now his offensive bag is opening up. And so when you think about someone in free agency or wherever the case may be, you look at a Jaden McDaniels, you're like, yo, can we build around him?
Yeah. He's only like 22, 23.
He's young. He did not go on the Utah-Minnesota trade. He wasn't in that trade, so they saw something in him, obviously. And now he's showing what they saw 2 years ago by not putting him in that trade and giving up their draft picks. And I look at him and I'll be like, bro, I want to see him get featured more in the game of basketball because, bro, he can play. Like, the shit that he doing, I'm like, he been in the lab.
Yeah, and I got to give some love to my guys, Clint and Cartier. They coach Dev right now, Mr. Hot Bread. They getting live reps in. They showing. I'm seeing this on IG.
Yeah.
Before and after games, he in the gym with these guys and getting that reps in. So he's still working during the season. We know how important that is.
Yeah.
In between playoff games,
you can get better throughout the playoffs too.
Yeah, in between playoff games, they got this guy in the gym getting up shots and getting up reps. So it's kind of second nature once he gets on that court. So they've been doing a great job with the skill work and just making sure he's sharp. So once he get on that court is what we see, that product.
Bro. So and I love the way he approached the game. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the work that he's been putting in, and shout out to the way he approaches the game of basketball.
Yeah.
You don't see no expression on him. You just see him get a bucket and get right to that
He a
pickup. 94.
dog too. He a dog too.
94.
Don't let him. Don't get him pissed off.
Oh, he ready to scrap.
Yeah,
He ready to throw them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he ready to
throw
get
him the boxing gloves.
Yeah.
I bet you he go out there and do something with him.
He
Right
ready
if
to
he was in.
scrap.
So man,
Nice.
That's who hooping for me.
Yeah, that's good. That's dope.
We got Jason Tatum. We got Jaylen Brown. We got Golden State. How do they respond with Steph injury? We got obviously Garland injury. How do Cleveland respond? What's up? Who y'all got?
I mean, I'm gonna go with Jaylen Brown.
Talk to me. Talk to the Finals MVP right now.
Yeah, I mean, because Jaylen is the heartbeat of that team. Where he goes, that team goes. Because of his toughness. When you see him, he's coming down. He's like a boxer. He's competitive. He can rebound. He can defensively pick you up full court. He can change the game. I'm not even talking about scoring. I just haven't seen him put his Jaylen Brown impact on the game.
Right.
It ain't about his offensive game. Jaylen Brown can get a chase down block. He can strip you. Yeah. He can take a charge.
He's a game changer.
He is the game changer for that team.
You're right.
So what's up, Jaylen?
What's up?
Yeah.
Let's go get it.
Talk to me.
And since we there, I'm gonna go the whole Boston team.
What's up?
From coaching all the way to the team, because when I say coaching, it's like you ran a great play for JT to get that dunk. You came back and ran it again. You're going against one of the best defensive coaches in this league. You think he wasn't gonna make that adjustment?
Yeah.
You're going against some of the smartest players in the league with a Bridges, a OG, a Jason Hart.
Yes.
You didn't think they was gonna figure that out? So you got to be better on that, coach. Probably call a timeout. I got it. Let your guys go. They're all proven to make big shots, but you should have called a timeout and ran something different.
Yeah.
I want to see these dudes defend. I want to see them lock up. I feel like Jalen Brunson is kind of doing whatever he wants.
Yeah.
OG kind of did whatever he want. Then Cat came back and did whatever he want. So just take some pride. I want to see more pride out of the defending champions.
Yeah.
We're going to hold them at a higher standard because who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And y'all still got the same team.
And they only want us to hold them at a higher standard.
Exactly.
And now you got Pritchard playing at an even higher level. So it's like your team is even better than what you were last year because Pritchard is out there giving you extra points off the bench.
So what's up?
And I don't want to get into it with KP. That's one of the most frustrating things about him in his career is just the injuries and the different things that he had to go. So I'm not going to get on him about that, but I want to see him healthy and help this team win as well.
Bob? What's up?
What's up is going to be with Golden State. I'm not even sure if it's calling him a coach or not, but what's up? Now you have to win now. Like right now, this is a goal that you have, and Steph is out. Steph is not here. What you gonna do now? Like now, this is now do we pack it up? Like, oh, Steph not here, we gotta pack it up. But what y'all gonna what's up? Y'all gonna do something different.
Yep.
And really, like you said, put them gloves on and do something different and try to go get this. Because now everyone's counting you out. Everyone is counting you out.
Yeah.
So what you gonna do? What's up?
I'm gonna jump on that same wagon with you. Watching game 2, I understood that you didn't have enough time to put in anything different without Steph Curry. I know that's hard to just throw that in.
Yeah.
We've had a little time now. I need to see a little different game plan. I need to see a game plan that features, obviously, Jimmy Butler and Jonathan Kuminga.
Come on now.
I need to see Jonathan Kuminga get featured because he's one guy on that side he cannot guard. I'm not a coach, but I need that young man. Yes. I need to free him.
Yes.
I need to let him be him. And we going to work around his mistakes. Yeah. But young man, you can go on and score 30 and 40. We need that. Attack. We'll tell you when Drake, I'll tell him to go fucking attack. Right. And then I'll go grab Jimmy and Dre and say, hey, when you get out of hand, grab his ass. Right. But I'm giving him the confidence. So I need to see, as you said, from that coaching staff over there, how y'all gonna put a game plan together to highlight Jimmy Butler's strengths. Not saying Jimmy got to go get 40. Jimmy ain't coming down shooting 10 shots in a row. Right. That's not who he is. He's going to pass the ball and he's going to look a little passive at times because he tries to play the game the right way. Right. So you need somebody else that does not have that same mentality. Yeah. Right. And there's only one dude over there that you can put him, that you can do.
Go get it.
Let him rock.
Go get it.
Let the young fella rock.
Please.
And hopefully Steph get back and y'all can hold it off, but y'all have to come up with something. Give Minnesota something that they have not seen. Running the same offense that you will run when Steph is in the game.
Ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work to win the series.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at Golden State and I'm trying to say, I'm with you. I'm like, what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Last but not least, man, we're gonna jump on this conversation. as we end 100 men versus one gorilla.
Get out of here.
100 men versus one
Get outta
gorilla.
here.
This is the dumbest conversation that's going on socially, but I understand it too.
All right, so
People like this type
they
shit.
do. So now, I ain't gonna lie, 'cause I wanted to talk about this last time. For those who think that 100 men could be the gorilla, silverback gorilla.
Silverback gorilla at that.
Bruh, I for those who think they can do that, it's stupid.
It's easy.
But I'm gonna just say, because I've seen comments. I'm getting my brothers. I love you, Rudy, and he tells me that I'm crazy. He tells the group that we're crazy.
He think 100 men can be one gorilla.
100 of me can do this.
Bro, it's gonna
God.
be, first of all, it's gonna be some volunteer ass whoopings.
Man. Off the bat.
Who gonna be the first team that run up?
Bruh.
Who gonna run up first?
It's gonna take at
You get
least.
your ass
It's gonna
whiz
take.
ass,
So
ass,
really,
ass, ass.
so really, they shouldn't call this challenge 100 men to one. They should call it 90 men to one.
The 10 get hit quick.
10 got to rub and say we volunteering this ass whooping.
Yo,
man.
first of all, when the first 10 run, I don't know how someone's gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna be 100 gonna charge, but the first 10, all the gorilla gonna do is this, and the first 10 gonna fall.
Oh shit. They gonna shit on themselves.
Bruh, like, yo, it is, and it's funny because you hear stories, and I'm gonna tell you the stories that I've heard. You get like 20 Shaqs and 15
17
Steve Adams,
Debos.
like, and all these random. I said, okay, so you want to pick these random superhuman men? So you're just gonna random. So let's make it fair. Get the baddest silverback gorilla. Get the baddest one. If you don't get the baddest
You
humans,
don't even have to get the baddest.
right? You know,
silverback
but
human.
let's call it fair. Let's be fair with it.
Get the little homie.
Like you saying, you got the four.
100 men ain't enough, because half of those men gonna be scared.
Bob.
Bro.
You only got 50.
Hold on,
And
time
you
out,
ain't
time
got
out.
no guns, no
I'm
weapons.
just gonna raise my hand now. It's gonna be 99 against 2, because I'm gonna flip sides and be with the gorilla.
Hey man. Hey man. Give me the
I'm
ad
going
lover
there with my
sign.
man, like, yo, I don't know what they on.
Yeah.
We can take this month, though.
I need the ad lover
99
sign.
and 2.
Come on, son. Come on.
99.
All you motherfuckers is bugging if you think you about to do anything with a silverback.
Bro.
I just pictured a movie like 300 when everybody rushed. Like I pictured 100 men like getting together with armor on, just
Man.
attacking
When
the
them
gorillas.
first,
and
you
getting
know,
their
the
ass.
first
You
10
better-
heads get knocked off. Not knocked off, like knocked off. You're gonna be like this.
He down. Right, man.
Can you imagine he grab somebody's skull and just hold
He
it
definitely gonna grab
up?
somebody like this.
Right.
What he say? What Martin say?
Come on, man.
No, Dave Chappelle. Take your gun. What he say in that movie? He say, my hand in.
Man.
Bro, but it's just interesting that people
How do shit like this start?
ego. The man, it's ego.
That is ego,
Like,
bro.
it's ego.
Wait, is this man? Wait, did men come up with this? Does this mean women or does this mean men? Like, what mankind are we talking about? These just 100 men or 100 mankind? Like,
Right.
women are part of this too? Who came up with this dumbass?
You know, and the thing is, when when you hear the story, right, it's funny because you hear people say, all right, we understand that the first 15 people gonna die, right? So who's gonna
Who gonna
volunteer
sign up for it?
for the first 15?
This is what I'm telling you. It's a
What's
loss.
the tactic? Are you gonna go choke him out and put him to sleep?
You can't get
What
close.
you gonna do?
You gonna run? You gonna send around and do like this?
Yeah, but what is the
Jack,
plan?
Listen, bro, I went to Africa and I got a chance to go to the safaris in Africa.
Yeah.
Like we got a chance to go watch the lion.
I remember that.
Okay, and so we're watching the lion, and the lion is asleep under the tree by the water though. Lion had placed itself by the water, so can't no other animal get no water.
Nah.
Because they're afraid. So I'm watching a sleeping lion, and I'm watching all these animals looking like trying to get some water, and then the lion was fucking with the lion was like, everybody run away from the water. This shit happened. We watched this for hours.
Yeah.
Bro,
It was so no. You are not walking up on no gorilla at all.
First of all, how much does a gorilla weigh?
4,000
How tall is a gorilla?
That's when it stand up, bro.
Not that tall, but he's about 4,000 pounds.
Bro, he got to be about 6
4,000
foot.
pounds?
His hand crushes like 12
Bro, you gotta be
tons or
about
something
6'3"
crazy.
to
That fight gonna be over
It's about 7'8". It's about 7'8" for
7'8".
standing up. Standing up.
7'8".
Standing up full
straight,
erect.
gotta
Oh,
be
Full
yeah,
erect
I
like
seen
this.
the wrong ones then.
Right,
got-
full erect. Like
and
a
his lower-
silverback gorilla.
And his lower
7'8".
body base
Yeah,
is centered,
7'8".
bro.
Standing up when
How
he stand
big
up.
is his hand?
Like the size, it can cover your
It's
face.
like this, bro. Like it's
Yeah,
literally
man.
You
he
see
can
when they
just.
yawn?
Bro, but if we had to, okay.
We gotta put some
All right,
clips.
but real quick,
Put some clips.
if we had to,
Nah, man.
is it a tactic?
There's
Is
no.
it a tactic at all that you can utilize?
If you're okay with
to
dying.
get-
No.
If you're okay with dying, like if you're okay with the first 20 dying and everyone's sticking to the plan.
I got a question.
After the death.
I
Because
got
the
a-
thing is, people don't understand that when you see 10 people's heads get knocked the fuck off, and you're gonna be like this.
I'm going the other way, buddy.
Am I gonna be 21?
Yeah.
And make sure, like, come on, because the argument is it's gonna get tired at some point.
No.
You would get scared.
Is this,
going- no.
is this a closed cage? Because can't nobody run once the doors
Hey, man, hey, we gotta get off this episode, man. Hey, listen,
man.
100 man versus one gorilla. I'm taking the one gorilla. Fuck what y'all
All
talking
day.
about.
All day and twice on
You
Sunday.
can say 100,000 men, and I'm still taking the one gorilla.
Right.
You gonna need a.
I'm still taking the one gorilla. You crazy to the mother.
bro. That's
Nah,
different.
Mother
Man,
Nature,
please.
baby.
Hey,
Mother
man,
Nature.
listen. D. Wright, Bob,
Just Bob.
Chris, I'm D. Wade. Thank you guys for taking the time out with us. Man, hell no.
Hell no.
I wish some motherfucker would call me and say, hey, bro. No, don't call me. We need you, bro. Don't call me.
Do not call me.
Right, yo. The number you have reached have never been in service.